Well, first, I just want to say thank you all for coming, for showing up, for being present, and being willing to participate in this conversation. I'm really, really excited. The whole purpose of this series is really to promote community and promoting networking across creative industries. And I feel like community has been like a top value for me, especially as like an independent artist, just because you know, it's hard out here when you're doing it by yourself sometimes, or you move to a different city, you don't know anybody, and you're just trying to find your way, find your space and your tribe. So I really wanted to dedicate this platform to like creating a space to do just that and talk about our individual journeys. So I curated a pretty dope deck of cards. They each hold a question. So each of us will pick one and read the question, you get to speak to it, and then we have like some time for anyone else to chime in. So anyone want to draw the first question?
Where's the card?
So they're right here.
Oh, right there. Like right here, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Man, so what is your creative process like? My name is Tevin, from Oakland, California. I'm a director, screenwriter. I think the creative process comes in flows. I think that you can't pressure it. I think that sometimes like it might come at night, it might come in the morning, it might come in the afternoon, but you have to be patient with it. I think that like life, you have to be patient. I think at times we try to put so much pressure on coming up with ideas and forcing things, but sometimes you need to allow things to breathe. You need to allow yourself to breathe. It's like a meditation process. So I think I've learned that some days you're not going to be creative. Some days it's not going to come to you. Some days you're not going to be inspired, and that's okay. So I think that I've learned that over the course of my time and over the course of this year that sometimes it's just not going to be your day. And it's learning to accept that sometimes it's okay for you to not to create, but there's moments where when you're on, you're on. Mm-hmm. And you might be on till 4 or 5 in the morning, 7, 8 the next day. And I think that's just how the process goes of being a creative is when you're on, you're on. And when you're off, just take those times to really just be in the moment. So.
My name is Madi. I'm from Sacramento, California. I'm a makeup artist, and I do a little bit of creative directing and styling. I would say I'm like a planner. I'm like big on organizing and, you know, just like organizing my thoughts because I kind of get scrambled a little bit sometimes because I have so many ideas and I do very different things. All like creative, but they're all kind of different. So I just love to organize. I love to be in my notes. I have many notes. I like to draw. So like I like to like write things out. I'll even make them kind of into cartoons, like whatever it is to like make me remember it. But yeah, I would say I'm like a planner. That's my thing. Like, yeah, hashtag, all that just makes me kind of, I don't know, it helps my process, like seeing things on paper and stuff.
Treg, I'm from South Central Los Angeles. I'm a producer, engineer. Y'all don't have a specific creative process. I kind of agree with bro was saying a lot. Like sometimes you just have your days when whatever you do, it comes to you and comes at you, and sometimes you just dial back when it's not your days. And I think the dialing back part is what I've been focusing on heavy this year. Like not being so down on myself just because I'm not feeling creative when I want to feel like I need to do something every day just to put in my 10,000 hours. But yeah, I don't have no specific creative process. It's just, I don't know, it just comes, like he said, it just, when they hit you, and I go at it. Sometimes that could be 7 days a week. Sometimes it might be 3 days out of the week. It just, it varies like that. So that's my answer to the question.
Anyone else want to answer?
I'll answer. My name's Janaya. I'm from New Orleans, and I'm a fashion designer / like yarn artist. I like to call myself. But my creative process, I'm a very spontaneous person. Like I don't really like planning. Is like I don't know. It's just it makes things like very complicated to me. Obviously, I plan some things, but like when it comes to being creative, like kind of like what you guys are saying, when it like comes, like it comes. And like with my brand, like which is like designing and stuff like that, like I always think of like two things like when it comes to me making an item of clothing. Like I like to think of things that are like risky, which means like kind of just like freeing or like makes me feel like just doing me like looking good, like feeling like I'm in my bag.
That girl.
That girl. And secondly, I see in colors. So like I think of that, and then I think of like colors that look good together, or like colors that are going to stand out, or colors that are just going to like give the message that I'm trying to portray. So once I do those two things, like everything else kind of flows together within my like design process and whatnot. So yeah.
Dope.
That's cool.
Is it on me? My name is Miles from Berkeley, California. As far as creative process, actually, what I do, I'm an artist in every sense of the word, but the nucleus of what I do centers around lyricism, so I'm a lyricist.
I was bored.
That was so hard.
I had to think about that a little bit while y'all was talking. I think my creative process, I'm a nomad in the sense that I don't like staying stagnant anywhere. Or I don't like staying stationary anywhere. So even if I live in a certain area, I'll take random trips to places to get different perspectives on life, and that will feed into my creativity so that I can, put out the best product possible. So there's not necessarily a specific blueprint other than just to go with it, just like everybody else is saying. Go with it. If it doesn't come, don't force it, because if you force it, then it just won't come naturally. Right. And from there, whatever comes, you know what I'm saying, and just make sure that it's the best product possible when you actually do get that drive to make it happen.
Yeah.
Dope.
My beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Are we pulling cards next?
Yeah.
Anyone could go.
Okay.
Y'all rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So my question is, it says, do you prefer to date someone within your same work field, or do they have to be in a different field than you? Okay, so for me, like, I honestly don't really care, because like what you do for work doesn't necessarily like make or break like the relationship for me. Like I would like someone that has like the same like hustle and like drive as I do, and that could be done in whatever field that you're in. So like you don't have to be in fashion or whatnot, or whatever, entertainment in general, like to date me. Like that's just I actually kind of probably don't even want that. But I mean, whatever. Like if that was the case, like cool, like do your thing, whatever.
I don't, like you said, I don't necessarily care. I think that in general, when it comes to dating, messing with anybody, talking to or whatever, I think morally you have to stand on what you stand on, and we have to align in some way, shape, or form. Because outside of that, it doesn't really matter. You feel me? But morally, where you stand and not wavering off of that and standing on business, you feel me? That's where it has to be for me. Everything else, it is what it is. Your passion is your passion. I'm gonna support that no matter what. But you gotta stand on what you stand on and not waver or compromise that what opportunity comes. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it don't really matter to me neither. I think that'd be kind of dope if I was dealing with somebody that was a producer too, because we can kind of bounce ideas off each other. But at the same time, she can do whatever she doing. Like she said, as long as you got the same drive, that's really all that matters. It's just the drive there and doing whatever you're doing, so we can do what we got to do. Then that's all good for me.
I was just having this conversation with my mom recently. And she was like, Marty, why don't you, date like a plumber or something, like, why don't you just, like, stop following me? No, it's not the money. It's like the normal 9 to 5, like, you're always saying you're busy, they're busy, whatever, you know what I mean? And I feel like I don't mind like her. I don't mind. Definitely have to have a drive for something, but like just like a passion. Like you just have to have a passion. Like if you go do your plumbing 9 to 5, it's like I want you to, if you could, have just something that you care about on the weekends. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a business. You could draw. You could do something like put your heart into something creative. So I would say I would like a creative in any type of aspect, but yeah, as long as they're like passionate about something besides just go to work, go home, go to work, go home. But that's just me. I don't know.
It can get boring.
It can. It's repetitive. And it's like there's more to life.
Someone with some hobbies or something.
Yeah, a hobby or something.
You need some type of spontaneity in your life.
Yeah.
Going to work and going home is not enough.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people like that though, and they're okay, and that's enough for them, and that's cool. But I think I need a
Not for
little
you.
something.
It's like,
I'm too creative, like.
it's like working to live and then living so you. It's
Work to live.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Stop, y'all.
I love how you look winning right here.
So the question is, what has been the most challenging part of your creative journey so far? That's a challenging question in itself. I think the challenging part probably is just being heard. It's probably just being heard. I mean, you got a network, and I know a lot of different people that are somebodies or whatever, but it's still just about being heard. Though I think that's the most challenging part. When you feel like, as far as for me, like I said, I produce. When I feel like I make something dope, or I got a lot of dope things in the cut, and it's just people need to receive it, and it's just like after a while, when you keep listening on your own, naturally as a human, you're gonna get down on yourself. Like maybe this shit ain't that tight because I'm the only one constantly hearing it. But it's always refreshing when an artist or whoever hears it and be like, bro, this is crazy. So that's the most challenging part, I guess I would say. Just being heard and being around the right people that's hearing your stuff to reassure you that you are as dope as you think. That's the most challenging part for me.
I think for me, it's just finding the team. I believe with a lot of stuff that comes with being an artist, back in the day, they used to have artist development. So when you would go to a label or something like that, they would actually see the raw talent and then they would put in the work in order to create a superstar. Now you have to already be that, and then they put the money behind you. You feel me?
Right.
So I think finding a team that's as consistent as I need them to be with everything, every aspect that comes with doing music. You feel me? That's the difficult piece. You feel me? Because there's a lot of people that's passionate, but life outside of your passion kind of takes a toll on you. You feel me? To where you can't necessarily fully focus on it. So I can't knock anybody, but at the same time, I put a certain amount of effort into it, and I need you to do the same. No matter if your life on the outside is doing whatever, even though I may understand it, I still need you to hit that certain bar, hit that certain level. And if you can't, we gonna be cool, but we can't really do business on that type of level. You feel me? So that's the hardest part, just finding a consistent team to continuously do that and reach the levels that we want to get to as a collective.
It's hard to find people that, obviously people believe in you, right? But it's hard to find people that actually believe in you enough to just build a team around you and work with you, even when sometimes you might not have that much money to pay them. That type of stuff too. But my biggest thing I feel with my creative process and whatever, I feel has been being true to myself. Because there is so much inspiration out there, and you know, I don't like to say like, oh my god, like I saw this girl's design and like, you know, I was inspired by that. But I mean, that's true. I am inspired by things every day. Like that's what part of being a creative is. Like you get inspiration, draw inspiration from other places, but like that can become overwhelming sometimes for me at least. Like because at the end of the day, like I have like my own vision and I know what I want to do, and like sometimes I'll be like, oh, but like that's pretty cool too. Like maybe I could like incorporate that, but it's like, girl, stick to plan. Like do what you know is good, and you'll see everything come into fruition eventually. So yeah.
I would say for me, it's been funding. It's just like securing money to like do the things that are in my mind, but that has also like challenged me in a good way to just think outside the box, tap into my resources, tap into my network, and like do what I can with what I have. And I feel like my professor in college always used to say, you have everything you need right now in order to succeed. And I really like, I do believe that to like a certain extent, because you really just have to be creative and like tap into what's available to you, think outside the box. A lot of people create some dope shit with nothing, no money, no nothing. But in order to take like what I want to do to the next level, obviously there's money to be involved. So that has been challenging for me, but like now I'm like still learning about, you know, business credit and funding and grants and things like that, so I could just fund my business, my music, and just pump out the things that I want to create like on a larger scale. So
Feeding off of that, I definitely say that it's good. It's dope to see what people can do without money.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like how much you can do and what you can produce without money. So when I do put money into it, it's like, damn, okay, I really know what you can do. Because you can do this with a little bit. I hate to see what you, or I love to see what you can do with a whole, you know, a whole budget.
Exactly.
You feel me? Yeah.
I would say for me, it's like maybe coming from a city. I don't know how you guys like support-wise you guys are doing, but coming from a city like Sacramento, it's not like common to be like, oh, she's a creative, she's gonna go to LA. Like they kind of look at you like, why don't you just get a 9-to-5 type of thing? And so I think I was like that one in the family where it was like, she's a little weird, or maybe you know she's a little in over her head. She wants to go move to a different city and start over by herself. Like why? You know what I mean? Like get some benefits. But for me, I feel like the support, like not having that support was kind of a challenge. And then when I did leave and put myself in a space where other creatives are like me, it kind of like got easier for me. But I would say like the support from like where I'm from is not the same as when I'm here, or if I'm in a bigger city. When I went to Atlanta, like it's just different, you know what I mean? So being in a space with like people who understand me is like the biggest.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's good compared to my challenges when I was back home.
Yeah, people that don't know you that support you the most.
No, true.
A lot of times.
And it's not even like they don't want to support you. They don't know how to support you because it's just not their field. You know, that's okay.
I think the support is there. It's just with the people that do know you. The people that don't know you will get you to the next level. The people that do know you ain't, like, of course they're gonna support you, but they can't really get you to the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's outside eyes and outside perspectives, outside views, and all that type of stuff that will really get you to that, you know, the pinnacle that you want to reach. You feel me? So I can't even be mad at people that, you know what I'm saying, fuck with my shit, but don't necessarily support me, you know what I'm saying, to the full extent, because you can't really do nothing for me.
Yeah, they just don't understand it.
You know what I mean?
That's okay too.
It's like, you know what I'm saying, we outside of the support that you show me for my actual craft, we gonna be cool, you feel me? So you just take it as it comes.